Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. We've got some special guests today, the Wandering Nickels. We'll plug them down below. They're a lot more famous than us, so you probably know them more than us. But hey, we're here today in front of their coach. They're getting some service work done with us. They bought it from us about a year and a half ago, I think. Came from a school bus to it 2 years.
2 years ago now.
You guys have been living in it full time probably about a year and a half.
Yep.
So it's been a great unit for them, and kind of want to talk to them about that process. They came from a school bus, so they have some of that knowledge as well. And yeah, I'll turn it over to you guys. Talk to us. Tell us a little bit about, coming from a school bus to this, some of the advantages, disadvantages, and even throw in the motorhome that, you thought about but kind of ran away from.
Yeah, so we've been living in a bus for the last year and a half. So we bought it from you guys in October, which took about five months.
October of 2022.
This is 24, 23, something like that.
Yeah.
Sure.
Somewhere around
there. And so we bought it in October. We moved into it as our full-time home the end of March. So it took 5 months to convert it, to get it to good enough to move on. And we just kept doing projects after that. But we live in it with, right now, 4 kids. But we lived in it, our oldest was with us for about a year. Now she's off to college. So, we love it. We love the freedom to be able to travel. We love, the adventures. We love the people that we've met. We love the ability to, I don't know if you want to keep going,
Yeah.
but we love the ability to help other people, and then just the freedom that has brought. It's been great.
Awesome. Talk about a little bit about the differences, I guess, and the conversion process from going from the school bus over to the charter bus. Where do you see the pros and cons of that?
I think the big thing is the size. The coach bus is bigger. You have more under storage, you have more headroom without having to do a roof raise. That was a big thing for us.
Because we're Matt's not super tall. He's just under 6 foot. But we've got 2 boys that we know are just going to be getting up there. And he was already brushing his head on the roof of our school bus without any extra insulation. And so we're like, we don't want to have to do the roof raise. We wanted something that was going to be really strong and not going to have the weak points. And you can have a roof raise that's done really well. It was just not for us.
And a roof raise, they say, is like $8 to $10 grand to do it right. So we just bought the coach bus. The difference, So for us, that was a big thing. I didn't want to spend the time doing a roof raise, so this was it. And then the under storage, we were able to put 200 gallons of fresh water in there, 200 gallons of gray water. I've got 5 server rack batteries,
a washer and dryer.
It stores a ton. You can't do that on a school bus.
No, and with the school bus aspect, you don't have that underbody storage, which is going to be your biggest pro to going to the charter bus. Is you get all that storage for all of your living supplies if you're living in it full time, but everything you just mentioned for sure.
And the smoothness of the ride. So we've got bookshelves in here that aren't strapped down. Very rarely does a book fall off unless she's driving. The school bus, when we had that, things just rattle off the shelves. So
you got that air ride suspension on these charter buses where you don't have that on the school bus. You're in kind of the back of a pickup truck almost.
And the school bus has its place. They're fun, but if you're going to be living in it, I think a coach bus is. If you're full time, I think a coach bus is the way to go.
And for our family, it was, we're not just living in this bus, but we're living in this bus with our family. We got 5 kids, so there's 7 of us, and 7 of us, multiple product-based businesses too. So we definitely needed the space that the under storage allowed. We went with a shorter bus. We went with a 40-foot instead of the 45 because we wanted a little bit more turning radius. Come to find out, it actually doesn't give us a better turning radius because of the things with the 45. It's extras that they have built in. But the overall lengthwise has been really good for us because we're full of large trailer too. So it's just been really great.
Yeah, and for the trailer, like you were telling me earlier, you need to get that 40 foot to not be oversized, which is something a lot of people don't think about.
Yeah. So for my shop trailer, I pull a 24 foot. So our overall length is 69 foot. So we're a foot under Wisconsin's legal limit. So if we went with the 45,
pretty much a foot under a lot of the legal limits.
It's 65 to 70 foot is the most states. But so if we went 45, 45s are great, but for us,
what made you choose this lifestyle over the motorhome lifestyle?
For traveling, the safety end of it. You just look it up. You can see a motorhome. They come to shreds. They'll just fall apart if they're in an accident. And people are stupid drivers. I'm sorry. The more we drive this, I mean,
We're gonna have a video sometime
Oh.
of all the times where he's just like yelling at the drivers.
it's bad. It's really bad. And if you're not paying attention, you're going to hit somebody. Like in Florida and stuff, we've had people cut in front of us, like pass when they're not supposed
A
to.
lot of that is the charter bus look. I mean, you're getting that. People pull out if they think you have money. They're pulling out and locking up their tires for insurance fraud.
Could be that
We
too.
see a lot of that in the charter bus world. I'm sure it happens in the motor. You know, when you got these $300,000, $400,000, even $1 million motorhomes, people are seeing dollar signs. So,
Yeah, but they don't realize
whenever
that's
you hit somebody in the motorhome, it's. I mean, I've seen the videos of it, like what you're talking about. I mean, they're
Yeah.
just gone.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So where this, I was telling them, we have not our charter bus company, but a client I was working with drove a charter bus to a hotel, and the charter bus drove back home. The hotel, not so much. So I mean, these things are built to last and durability.
Yeah, durability is huge, and safety wise. We started out in a school bus just because that was what we could afford, but the more we looked into it, the more we were just like, we could never do a motorhome. I love being able to travel. Everybody is traveling together. It's the best way to travel.
Yeah.
As a family, you're doing a long road trip. Like, you've got your kids right there. You've got your food is right there. The bathroom is right there. The kids can spread out. We never on travel days have, Mom, he's touching me. She won't stop looking at me. Like, we don't have any of that kind of bickering on travel days because the kids can spread out. And I just wouldn't feel as safe in a motor coach. We actually had, in Wisconsin, we have to have a state trooper come and inspect the bus before it gets titled as a motorhome. And he was just like, we were walking him through it and we're going to put seatbelts here and there. And he's like, I don't need seatbelts. I mean, so we do have seatbelts as well, but we just have that. It's just that level of safety when you're dealing with a bus versus a motorhome. So.
Right. I mean, you can kind of create that experience, but have the full custom experience doing it yourself. Has its benefits or hiring somebody to do it, but you kind of get to set that whole customization up, which, if you do that on a normal Prevost chassis or MCI chassis, I mean, you're talking in the millions to do that, for most of the cases. So being able to get into a used passenger coach and convert it out, a lot of pros and cons to being able to do that. And there's school buses as well, but again, you lose you're getting rattled to death, and I always tell people it's not going to last as long. Like, the interior is not going to last as long. It's just going to rattle apart. Yeah. Where the coach bus, you're not.
Yeah, we kind of touched on budget or price. Like when we first bought our first school bus, it was $2,000. We stuck another 10 grand into it in tires and brakes and everything else. Whereas, so that you spend a little more and you have a coach bus. That's been, I mean, we haven't had to do much with it at all. I mean, basic maintenance, but it's been pretty good.
No, so I mean, you had 12,000 in the school bus. I think we got you in this one at the
20,
at the height of COVID. I mean, where prices were higher, not the height of COVID, the height of COVID pricing. Where bus market kind of rebounded. And I mean, we got you in it for what, 18, 20 grand?
Yeah,
so,
I think it was like 20
not
grand.
a whole lot more than you had in that school bus, but with all the comforts and everything that we mentioned about.
And then you can convert it to whatever you want. If you want a weekend warrior, set it up. If you want to live in it full time, you do whatever you want with them. That's what's
fun.
But the build cost, I mean, that a lot of people don't understand is, I mean, if you don't mind sharing, obviously, if you do, we can skip that.
All right, so we're talking about building cost. We had about $20,000 to buy the bus, and we got about $20,000 in our solar, and
and that is a mega solar system.
that's like an oh wow solar system.
The average person is not going to need that much solar, but we did need that much solar just because
we run a shop.
Well, we run a shop out of it, so he's got a lot of electrical heating tools in his shop, but we also want to be able to run that completely off grid because of what our family does with ministry and helping people. So we're able to go into North Carolina and help with some hurricane recovery and not have to be plugged into anything on the grid. So we needed massive solar. A little overkill in some areas, and would definitely be for most people, but for us, it's worked. We needed the extra cost.
And then, the price for the other end of the build was like 30-ish? I wanted to say the build itself was 50 to 60,000 is kind of what I was thinking.
Probably.
So that's, again, the solar adds a lot to that, but we tried to make sure everything's done with Victron components, and we've got nice water tanks and pumps, and everything is done that'll last as long as possible. We didn't cut any corners on any of that stuff. There's a few things we're going to redo and change as we've been living in it for a year and a half, but that's just learning experience. So I don't think there's anything else for cost. Maintenance has been really decent on it. So we bought the bus from Holiday Coach here, and it's been really good. Oil changes, I did tie rod ends, and then we're getting tires on it now. So it's been pretty minimal maintenance.
Mhm.
It's been good. So
Yeah, so I mean, kind of tying in. So I mean, they've kind of come from the school bus side, gone to the charter bus side, never considering the motorhome side. It's just not an option.
Yeah.
And you know, kind of heard a lot about the conversion process, what they had to do, and get there. And you know, kind of circling back to kind of tie the rest of the video together is obviously charter bus over the school bus is the clear winner for almost every application. It sounds like.
It has been. I think the only thing that the school bus might have advantage over a coach bus is more ground clearance.
Right. So if you're off-roading, you might get that school bus might have that benefit.
Yeah.
But,
But
you know,
we
for everything else.
But we take us places people say we probably shouldn't.
yeah.
You know, we're boondocking, you know, off of the you know, in the national, not national forest, right outside Theodore Roosevelt National Park in North Dakota. And I'm like, man, you're gonna make it, it's gonna be fine. And he's driving the bus up and he's like, are you sure we should be on this road?
Lots of washouts. It was fun.
But that's why we're here. We're getting some off-road tires
Yep.
today.
Yeah.
That's why we're in front of the shop, in front of their coach inside of a shop. Nothing wrong with it. They're just getting some off-road tires to get some off-road traction. You know?
Yep.
Exactly,
So-
that traction. You get those tires are gonna make a big difference.
You might not have the clearance, but you do have the underbelly storage that we talked about for
Yes.
all
Yep.
the being able to put the hot water heater, the AC, you know, a lot of those stuff that would take up the space inside the school bus, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I mean, the only thing you're giving up is that clearance, but I don't know how much you're giving up. I mean, how much you guys giving up? Probably 6-12 inches, if that. Really, I mean,
Yeah,
it's probably pretty tight.
And it really hasn't stopped us.
Right.
I mean, too much.
Yeah.
I'm a little more adventurous than he is, but
Thanks for Bill for it.
yeah.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
you know,
it's been
tightening
great.
all that up. A lot of you guys buy conversion coaches or want to, but your biggest challenge is actually converting it. So let us know in the comments section. You know, if you've made it this far, congratulations. Comment down below if you know having a partnership with these guys to kind of do a coach conversion with us. You know, we source the coach, so you know you're getting a quality coach. They're going to help do the build outs. You tell them what you want. They can consult you, or they can help you do it alongside you. So let us know in the comments section if that'd be something that you'd be interested in with us forming a partnership to help you guys get from point A to point B, because so many of you guys get caught somewhere in the middle.
Yeah.
So hopefully that partnership will form, and you know we can serve you guys a little bit better.
Yeah, sounds good.
Yeah, nothing else. Hope you guys have a good one. Check them out. We'll link them below. But have a great week, and give us a call at 336-808-0320, holidaycoachsales.com. And we've got 2 sister coaches to their coach right now in inventory for under $30,000. So give us a call.
Yeah. And one you said is registered as an RV already.
Yep, and one
That's
of them or both of them may even be registered as an RV already, but because they're already gutted out, both of them are, we can do that for you to make it easy for your insurance as well as getting it home for driver's license and all that. But that's a whole different topic for a different day. But comment below, let us know if a partnership would be good. Go to holidaycoachsales.com and give Jeremy and I a call at 336-808-0320.
Holiday Coach sells it all. Buying or selling, you've got to call 336-808-0320. Insurance and finance, we can do that too. Talk to Matthew. Holiday Coach Sales does it all. Buying or selling, you've got to call 336-808-0320. Insurance and finance, we can do that too. Talk to Matthew.